Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. It is the Ron Van Dam Show. Pleasure to be with you here today. Hope you're doing well. At least I am saying that I hope you're doing well, and that's really all that counts. Thanks for being here. Just so I know if we have things in common or not, did you, like I did, think that the Mayo Clinic was a place where they tested mayonnaise? You thought so too, right? I know. I thought that for a long time. Then I found out it's a medical place. Who knew that? Wow. I went to the home show. They had a home show in Hanover, Massachusetts last weekend, and I went there, and you know what? I didn't see my home, so I guess that wasn't accurately advertised. I have never seen so many expo booths in my life for one product only, and that's that leaf filter thing, where apparently instead of cleaning the leaves out of your gutter, you get a little thing that goes over the gutters so that the rainwater goes in and the leaves don't. So they told me about that 1,000 times, and I kept saying to them every time they gave me this whole presentation, I looked them in the eyes and said, I don't understand how that can possibly work. Don't the leaves get caught up on the thing? Maybe they don't go in the gutter, but don't they get caught on top of the thing you just installed? And they actually answered by saying, yeah, well, some leaves do. Well, then I still have to get somebody up there to clean the gutter. And we had an argument. We took it outside, and somebody got hurt, but I don't want to talk about that. It's not proper. I've got to admit something to you. No, not that. No, it's not that. I am not social media savvy. I'm just not. It might be the generation that I'm from. I'm not sure. I'm not a Generation P, X, or whatever letter you may use. My childhood was not spent with social media. There was no such thing, so I'm not really in tune to it. I know a little bit about it. I know how to click. I now understand what cookies are. For a while, when I went to website, it said on the bottom strip of the website, it would say, we use cookies. And I thought, well, I use cookies too. What are your favorite? And then I realized, no, I found out the cookies are little things that they can market you and improve their website based on your input and your, how you react and interact with the whatever. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I didn't understand why they. I don't understand why they name things. Why is the information and the interaction on a website, why is that called a cookie? And then there's megabytes. This is another food reference. Cookies, bytes, come on. Name it something else that makes more sense. I have 4 Facebook accounts because when Facebook started, when I opened an account, I always thought I did it wrong. So I'd have to open up another one. I don't think you're supposed to have 4 Facebook accounts, but I do. I don't maintain them. The last time I posted on one of those websites was 1936. So that's how far I go back with that. What I don't like about Facebook is the term friends. They have bastardized that entire concept. Those are not friends that connect with you on Facebook. They are not even acquaintances. You don't even know who the hell they are. And you know it. I've got a friend apparently named Mumbabe, and he doesn't live in this country per se. Somehow we became Facebook friends, Mumbabe and I. I don't think we're really friends, really. I'm never going to drive Mumbabe to the airport or help him paint his apartment or help him move. He's not a friend of mine. I don't know who he is. He's a Facebook. How did you get there, Moonbobby? I have thousands of Facebook friends, and I don't really know any of them whatsoever. I know some of them, but not well enough to call them a friend. To me, that's a phrase that is reserved for someone with whom I care about what they do. That's a very small number of people. Oh, I will say to somebody's face, "Oh, really? Oh, that's horrible. Tell me about it." But as I'm doing that, I don't care. I know you feel the same way. You just don't admit it. Facebook friends, come on, man. Stop it. They're not acquaintances. They're nothing. They're nothing to you. There are people that... And posting. What's posting? The laziest thing that a person can do is repost something. And I get some of those where they'll send me a little video or a picture of something that somebody else sent them, and then they posted it to me, but they didn't do it. And this is like a chain letter. I don't. What am I supposed to do with it? Am I supposed to post it to somebody else? Otherwise, I get 13 years of bad luck, or is that just how you break a mirror? I don't understand anything with the social media. Anything at all. You have to like something. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Hey, you said something. I like what you said. I just want to go out of my way and tell you, wait a minute, before you tell me anything else, I like that. I like that. Is there something I can click on that says, I can't stand this? Get me out of here? There's no little button for that, is there? I have a Twitter account because I am a twit. I tweet like a bird, which is so childish. I can't believe that phrase. Hey, I tweeted you. I'm sending you a tweet. Do you have a speech impediment and you're sending me a treat? What are you saying? What are you saying? Why do people think that because they say something that I'd be interested in it? Where do they come off thinking that? Now, I've been doing this for 30 years. I do this professionally, so I'm not in this mix. I'm talking about normal people. Normal people, like I'm normal. Normal people who just say, hey, I went to the movies yesterday. Oh my God, tell me more. Tell me all about it. What shoes were you wearing? Did you have a comfortable seat? Oh my God, tell me more. This all started with taking pictures of your food. Remember that when this whole thing started? People would post pictures of their dinner. And how could I care less about anything? What are you supposed to say? They send you a picture of a hamburger, and then underneath the caption, had this last night. Oh my God, what do you think is going on here? Am I saying, oh look, Joe sent me a picture of his cheeseburger from last night just before he ate it. Oh my God, let me see it. Oh, look at that cheeseburger. Repost it. Repost it to somebody. I've taken pictures of food before if a plate looks really good, but I don't send it to people, especially people who doesn't know where their next meal is coming from. That's awful. It's an awful thing to do. I don't like Facebook at all. I don't like any concept of it whatsoever at all. They don't bear responsibility for anything. They just you pay for their ads if you happen to need that, and they're happy with that. And I don't think it's a great thing. I don't need to know what everybody is thinking. I don't even know sometimes. I don't need to know what I'm thinking. I think that's even too much to expect. I don't want to know what people are going through. I have my own life, like trying to figure out what the Mayo Clinic is doing. There's a supermarket near where I live. I won't say the name of the supermarket, but the name of it involves a small little bug that you can bring into your house from a shopping bag, and they come out at night and they in your kitchen. That's the first name of the supermarket. The last part is Brothers. It's a lovely store. I like the store. Every time I go in there, when I'm cashing out, so to speak, when I'm at the register of motor vehicles, when I'm at the cash thing, the checkout lane, there's a gigantic sign on the right wall just before you exit, and it's got pictures of the managers of the various departments in the supermarket. And they all look very good. They all look very, very happy about their department responsibilities. There's the deli manager. There's the meat manager. Whoa. The produce manager. I mean, there's a lot of managers. And they take care of their sections. One of the managers intrigues me. And it's the cheese manager. And I'm fascinated by that. I'm fascinated. I'd love to speak to the cheese manager. I don't recall if it's a man or a woman because I wasn't that intent in the picture. But just the concept of having a manager for the cheese department, I wondered what kind of experience would one have? How would you relay that at the interview? Yes, we're interviewing for a cheese manager. What experience do you have? Gouda. I'm big into Gouda. I've had a lot of different kinds of cheeses. I studied cheese in high school. I got my bachelor's in mozzarella. I went on to get a master's degree in Parmesan. And I can manage cheese. When I tell cheese to do something, they do it. When I get low on a little bit of cheese, like I worked at another place. We were low a couple of containers of blue cheese. I was on it, man. I called the blue cheese company and I said, we're low on blue cheese. Had that blue cheese in the next day, displayed in a beautiful area on my big cheese display. Into cheese. I like it. I like cheese so much that I'm into toe fungus. Because that smells like cheese, and that's close enough for me. I love cheese. I love cheese. Religiously, I found cheeses a couple of years ago. So it changed my life. So I'm really into cheese. Nice stuff. I'll tell you something. On the side, I do crackers. Yeah. I do all the crackers, the seeded, the everything cracker, and believe me, it's got everything. I know how to manage cheese. Sometimes it's amazing how cheese will listen to me. And when I display the cheese, no one displays cheese like I do. No one ever goes up to my cheese area and says, that's an ugly display of cheese. No one's ever said that. I like this job. I hope you hire me. And they did, apparently. What do you aspire to if you're the cheese manager? What's the next step? Deli? Not sure. Not sure. It's a lot of baloney. Store manager? I think that's the next step. But sometimes you have to wait till the store manager dies to get that position because that's a lifelong slot. People don't leave general manager positions in a supermarket just because they want to. They leave because they have to. Cheese manager. I've often thought about that. Are you still watching this? I can't believe it. Are you still watching this? I went into Boston the week before last. I don't know what date that was. I went to a play, which was not great. But I had to sit in traffic for an hour to get into Boston from Braintree. You know that town? From Braintree to the inner city of Boston. Took me an hour, and there was no reason for it. I kept expecting an accident to be somewhere on the Southeast Expressway. There was no accident. It was just traffic because. No reason. No reason. Just because. And I had read somewhere that the traffic in Boston has gotten worse, not better, and that people lose a lot of time sitting in traffic. Because there's not a lot you can do sitting in a car. You have to still pay attention. You have to stay dressed. There's not a lot you can do. So I started doing some Googling, which I swore I would never do in my life again, but in preparation for this show, it seemed like something that I should do. So I did it. The worst traffic in the world, in the entire world? You would think it would be something like Tokyo or Hong Kong or something where there's a lot of people. Oh my God, there's a lot of people. I could never live in a Hong Kong or Tokyo. No, there's so many. I believe in hotels. You don't get a room. You get a slot. I mean, there's just too many. Oh my God, no way, can't do it. Not a people lover. I love some people, but not all those. Worst traffic in the world is London, England. Ron, seriously? Yes. London has the worst traffic in the world. Do you know why? Have you ever been there before? Then shut up. They have these things called roundabouts. We call them rotaries here, which I get confused. When I moved up here for the first time, I thought the Rotary Club was formed in order to control the traffic around the circle, the traffic circle. But that's not what the Rotary Club does, apparently. I wish they would, but I don't think that's their responsibility. In London, they have a lot of roundabouts, traffic circles, rotaries. And it's damn confusing. Not only that, but you drive on the opposite side of the street. I think even people that live there aren't used to that. It's like it's the only country where you drive on the opposite side. If that's not going to screw you up, I don't know what will. I can't imagine. I've been to London twice, and both times it scared the hell out of me traffic-wise. I don't know what the hell I was doing. If someone they have this in this country a little bit. If someone steps into the street anywhere, not just in a crosswalk, anywhere, if they're going to, they can cross the street almost anywhere, especially in crosswalks. So you have to stop. There's no traffic light or anything. They don't have to wait for the traffic to stop. Pedestrians can just walk across the street. That causes a lot of problems, a lot of tie-ups. I assume a lot of deaths. I don't know. London is the worst in the world. The fourth worst in the world is Boston. Are you kidding me? It's that bad? In 2020, in the United States, Boston was ranked, this was in 2020, not that long ago, Boston was ranked the worst city in the United States for traffic. That wasn't that long ago, 2020. It's 2 years ago, 2 and a couple of months. Not even. Apparently, 147 hours were wasted sitting in Boston traffic per year. 147 hours. That's a lot of hours of wasted time sitting in a car. The second worst traffic in the United States in 2020, take a guess. No, not New York. No, not LA. Chicago. Chicago was the second worst in 2020 for traffic. Third worst, Philadelphia. What? Fourth worst, New York City. I knew New York would get in there somewhere. All of them were between 140 and 147 hours of wasted time per year sitting in traffic. But Boston was the worst. In 2022, which I believe, if my calendar serves me correctly, that was last year, the worst in the country was New York City. Okay, that makes more sense. The second worst was Chicago. Okay, they're still in there. New York's still in there too. I don't know what the third was because I don't care. But the fourth worst in the country last year was Boston. So from 2020 to 2023, we improved just a little bit, but not nearly enough to make it pleasant. I will tell you something about myself that's probably obvious. I have cut down on my trips to Boston because they are so aggravating and frustrating to get there. If I have to do anything, I have an appointment, I have a show, something like that to go to in Boston, especially an appointment, I have to leave an hour and a half ahead of time. Does it take an hour and a half to get into Boston? No. Without traffic, it's less than half an hour from where I live in the greater Easton area. But I'll tell you, I leave an hour and a half because who knows? There could be a little bit of traffic. If a car breaks down on the Southeast Expressway and they get a flat tire and the car's sitting in the breakdown lane all the way off to the side in the breakdown lane with a flat tire, you can be sure it will cause a 20-mile backup because the guy is changing his tire. I don't know if that's a psychological problem with traffic here, but I don't know what the problem is. Boston has tried everything. They've tried everything. They widen roads, they widen highways, they have express lanes on the southeast thing. They built a tunnel under the city. It didn't matter. After all was said and done, Boston, 2 years ago, was still the worst traffic in the country and fourth worst in the world. If Boston wants to grow as an economic center of culture and commerce, you need to let people get around better. Years ago, Boston's transit system, the buses, the subways, were like number one. It took less than half an hour to get anywhere in the greater Boston area, with trains always on time. Now, it's a joke. I don't think we're the worst here yet because it sucks all over the country. But we certainly have degraded from the top position. I don't know what it takes. I don't know what it takes sometimes. Last thing I wanted to talk about today, not that I want to talk about anything at all, is Uber. I'm scared of it. I'm not scared of a lot of things in my life. Uber's freak me out. My entire childhood and early teen years and young adulthood, I was told by adults, my parents, teachers, police, don't hitchhike. Don't get into the car of a stranger under any circumstances. You don't know who they are. You don't know where they can take you. Never get into a stranger's car, ever, no matter how much candy they offer you. But nonetheless, we came up with the Uber thing. Now, I'm from New York. We took taxi cabs all over the place. We did taxi cabs. Taxi cabs are registered by the city. You have to have a license. You have to have no vowels in your name. You're licensed, insured, tested. You have to pee in a cup. I mean, they really make sure that the New York City cab drivers, and they're amazing. You ever watch those movies on the big screen when you go to the theaters and there's the car chases and they're weaving in and out of traffic and they get out of traffic by tilting the car on two wheels at 100 miles an hour. And those are cab drivers. Cab drivers should be stunt drivers for the movies. I don't know how they get from one place to the other. You close your eyes and you pray, but they always seem to get you there. It's a scary thing. You think you've been on an amusement park ride, a roller coaster, or this is far more adrenaline seeking. Bring an extra pair of pants because it's going to be quite a ride in a city taxi cab. But at least I felt secure. You could see the little box at in front seat, and there was also a sneeze guard, like they have at salad bars. Salad bars. Who has a salad bar anymore? Sneeze guards, for their protection, for your protection, the whole bit. Yeah. Then they came up with Ubers, where I call somebody up on the phone. Can you get me, please? And they pull up in their own car. There's no screen between you and them. You get in their back seat. You sit on baby toys, maybe a few used condoms, I don't know. And they drive you where you want to go, but you never know if that's really going to happen, and maybe you'll live through this. There have been some incidents with Uber drivers, not all of them, but enough. As soon as you get into the stranger's car, they close the door and the locks go down, and you can't get out even if your life depended on it. And if you decide to get into the Uber business, you are basically just letting people in your car. I mean, hey, you want to go somewhere? Yeah, sure. I'm trying to get to South Station. Hey, hop in the back. I'm going there. I don't know you. I don't know you either. Get in the car. I don't know. You got any knives on you or any guns? No. Okay, come on. And then you rate each other. He was a good passenger. I liked him. How was the Uber driver? Not so much. I give him a 2. Now, I don't know how they rate. I've been in an Uber once, and I'll tell you a very quick story about that because I don't have any time left. I was in a hotel in Brooklyn, and I wanted to go to the Brooklyn Art Museum, which was about 2 miles away. And I got in the concierge, because the concierge at the hotel got me an Uber. I get in the Uber, and they tell you that's $20. I get in there, I give them the $20, a little tip, and I go inside. I get out of the thing 2 hours later, and there's a taxi cab, a regular Brooklyn City taxi cab sitting there, and I got in that, and I said, bring me back, get me to the hotel. Said, sure. Started the meter, got to the hotel, $12. $12! $12 in a city taxi cab with the meter going, $20 for an Uber the same distance. Uh-huh. All right, kids. That's enough. I've had enough of you. All right. I'll be back again. What the hell's going on here? Hold on. I'm still getting. I'm still trying to get used to this. All right. I wish you peace. Take care.